A lot of people have said that they have felt a real sense of freedom after they've abandoned their faith. Could you actually be considering that for yourself? Hi, I'm Kirk, and I'm a scientist and a philosopher and a person who spends a lot of time thinking about the why questions in life. So if you're interested in discussions pertaining to God, science, and life, then please subscribe to my channel here, where I'll be posting on a regular basis. You can also subscribe to my social media accounts, and the links are below. After defending the existence of God in a formal debate at Mount Royal University in Calgary, I was invited by the sponsoring atheist group to the campus pub where we could talk in a more relaxed atmosphere. It was good to just relax after the tightly paced constraints of a timed debate, and I enjoyed my time with them. The fellow next to me was committed enough to atheism that he had actually become part of the local chapter of atheists in Calgary. And we had a good visit, but as we stood up to go, he told me that he was a former pastor. Both of us had to run, but I would have loved to hear the story about his experience. Whenever I listen to the story of someone who has abandoned their faith in God, I feel a deep sense of loss, as if a star has gone out in the night sky. Listening to some of their stories, they describe what seems to have been a guilt-driven or a fear-driven version of Christianity. One person described their faith as a freedom from being made to feel dirty, impure, or sinful. Another stated that the core beliefs in Christianity teach you things that make you feel disgust for yourself and for other people as well. Another person said that when they were a Christian, they lived with a constant feeling that they were never really good enough. What they said was so much the opposite of what I have experienced as a Christian that I was appalled to hear of what they had endured. It was like I had found a beautiful place that I have spent countless hours in over the years, just enjoying and being happy in. And then hearing of other people who said they'd been to that same place, and their experience was one of fear and disgust, so radically different from my own experience that I wondered, how could they possibly have been in the same place where I had found so much freedom and beauty? Fear and guilt-driven Christianity is radically opposite to what I've experienced in my own relationship with God. So maybe let me tell you a little bit about what my own experience has been like and compare that with other things. For example, standing on a mountain watching the sunset over ranks of the Rocky Mountains before the last ski run of the day. I've snorkeled in coral reefs, entranced by the colors and the motion of tropical fish. I've thrilled to the primal sound of timber wolves at night in a northern forest, or seeing the northern lights slowly moving over a wilderness lake. I've shared many wonderful times together with family and friends at Thanksgiving or Christmas dinners, with family, relatives, and friends who I love dearly. I've loved and have been loved by a woman for over 40 years. And know the quiet but powerful, romantic fulfillment of two lives just intertwined together, bonded together by countless shared memories. But the most fulfilling thing I have ever experienced by far is the feeling of being known, loved, and valued by the one who is the artist behind nature, the one who is the origin of all of these good things, the creator of the universe, God himself. One night when I was a young boy, I stepped out of our small farmhouse, which was far from any city, and gazed up at millions of stars, like pinpoint diamonds of various degrees of brilliance spread across the black velvet sky. And I experienced the call of the Creator, although I did not know what it was at the time. It could be described by something C.S. Lewis wrote about in the afterword of his book, Pilgrim's Regress. In that book he wrote, "The experience is one of intense longing. It is distinguished from other longings by two things. In the first place, Though the sense of want is acute and even painful, yet the mere wanting is felt to be somehow a delight. This desire, even when there's no hope of possible satisfaction, continues to be prized and even to be preferred to anything else in the world by those who have once felt it. In the second place, there is a peculiar mystery about the object of this desire, that unnameable something, desire for which pierces us like a rapier at the smile of a bonfire, the sound of wild ducks flying overhead, or the noise of falling waves. It appeared to me, therefore, that if a man diligently followed this desire, he must come out at last into the clear knowledge that the human soul was made to enjoy some object that is never fully given in our present mode. This desire was the chair in which only one could sit, and if nature makes nothing in vain, the one who can sit in this chair must exist. I have actually found God to be the fulfillment of the intense longing that C.S. Lewis wrote about. My favorite description of God in the Bible here is found in the book of James, where it says, "Every good thing given and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no shifting shadow." What this means is that God is actually the origin of beauty. He is the origin of love and honor and music and art and every good thing given and every perfect gift. These are living treasures, and He's not only the origin of these things, He is these things. What I mean by that is that He is actually the personification of joy. He is the personification of beauty and love and music and everything that is wonderful and perfect and good. So where does the guilt come from? In a criminal trial, remorse is thought to be a good thing. We look for it. It shows that the offender has a sense of right and wrong, and it gives hope that that person can be rehabilitated, that maybe they won't do it anymore. Now, I confess that when I think back over my life, I have done things that I've later regretted, and I've said things that afterwards I wish I'd never said. There are things that I have thought or said or done that actually have consequences that continue to exponentially increase to this day. And even though I've tried to make those things right, I can't rewind the tape. But true Christianity actually removes all the guilt from a person and cleanses them of all spiritual or moral impurity. We may not understand how the deep secrets of eternity or how they work, but one thing we're told is that somehow the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ can free us from all of our guilt and shame. We can actually feel pure and clean inside, and we can go to sleep at night knowing that God has not only forgiven everything we've ever done, but has actually removed the guilt and shame from us as far as the east is from the west. For those who have put their faith in Christ, He says He has made them holy and blameless and beyond reproach. Now, it's one thing to be forgiven. It is another thing entirely for God to tell you that as far as He's concerned, you are now beyond even reproach for the things you know you thought or said or did that afterwards you wish you had never done. So have you been experiencing a guilt-driven life? That is so opposite to what it should be. So totally opposite. Jesus says, "I came that you might have life and that you might have it abundantly," or that it would be full and meaningful. I love my life with God. I have experienced joy and true wild freedom that is hard to describe. And I know a fulfillment that is far beyond anything our culture has to offer. This is so much the opposite of a guilt-driven or a fear-driven religion of Christianity that the two are worlds apart. There's an ancient description of what this is like. It goes like this: "Those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. they will walk and not become weary. So, do you want to fly? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, or at least found it thought-provoking. And if you did, please share it, or you can leave a comment in the section below. And also, don't forget to hit the like button.